Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today is the 23rd of August 2023 and unfortunately guys, looks like the global cryptocurrency market is on a downturn and the price of Bitcoin is well below the $26,000 mark, so definitely not ideal. And as a matter of fact, there is this massive breaking news that is going on with one of the DeFi protocols called as Balancer. And look guys, Balancer V2 pools is currently under threat. The only positive news I can think of is that as of now, there's no funds that has been impacted and looks like the funds are safer but definitely not ideal, particularly for the DeFi sector. And as and when the news develops, I'll definitely go ahead and update you guys on what is going on so far as Balancer V2 pool is concerned. Now listen guys, if you've been in the cryptocurrency space, you would know by now that last year there was a massive drama going on regarding Tornado Cash. Essentially guys, what happened is that the US Department of Treasury did go ahead and sanction a mixer called as Tornado Cash. And we do have some update because after a year, looks like the US government legally can go ahead and sanction a decentralized autonomous organization. Now you might be shocked to hear that, but it looks like a decentralized autonomous organization is an entity, and because of that, there are some regulations that they need to follow. Definitely not ideal, particularly when you talk about open blockchain protocols as such. And guys, I'm also going to be discussing news about CBDCs. Now whether we like it or not, central bank digital currencies are definitely going to go mainstream. And the news is that MasterCard, they have launched a CBDC partner program. And it is a bit surprising guys that a lot of the cryptocurrency and blockchain protocols or advocates of Bitcoin are also partners with them. So we have Ripple, we have Consensus, and we also have 5 blocks as well. So we'll definitely go ahead and explore what that news is all about. And next year guys, in US there is a massive event taking place, and that is to do with US election. And I've always thought of politics and politicians have a very strong say so far as the trajectory and direction of Bitcoin is concerned. And in today's episode, we'll very briefly touch base on pro-crypto Republicans presidential candidates who are going to be having a debate over the weekend. So we'll very briefly touch base on that. And look, as I've always said, Republicans or right-wing ideologies are definitely in favor of Bitcoin and general cryptocurrencies. So we'll definitely go ahead and explore what that news is all about. And like we do in every Crypto and Coffee Date podcast, we're going to be discussing 2 news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. And the first news guys is regarding Comino, and they are a massive giant. They are a joint venture between Nomura and crypto firm CoinShares and even Ledger. Now the news is that they have received a full operating license from Dubai's Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority. So definitely positive news I guess. So in today's episode, I'll definitely go and explain what that news is all about. And the second news guys is surrounding ChatGPT. Now this part of time guys, if you're not using ChatGPT, I really am not sure what you're doing, because the news is that Dubai's DAOs, that is Dubai Electricity and Water Authority, they have announced success use case of ChatGPT. So look guys, government organizations, particularly in UAE, are also adapting latest technology. So we'll definitely go and explore what that news is all about. So quite a lot to cover guys in today's episode. So let's kickstart with it right away. Welcome to the Crypto and Coffee at 8, the daily podcast that keeps you up to date on all latest developments in the world of cryptocurrencies, blockchain and NFTs. Join us Monday to Friday as you kick off your day with a cup of coffee and a deep dive into the exciting and rapidly evolving world of digital assets. We'll cover the latest news and trends in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, as well as delve into the growing world of NFTs or non-fungible tokens and metaverse. Plus, we'll keep you updated on the latest developments from Dubai, UAE and the wider Middle East region. Whether you're a seasoned crypto enthusiast or just getting started, Crypto and Coffee at 8 has something for you. Our expert host will provide insight and analysis on the most important topics in the industry and help you stay up to date on the latest developments. We'll bring you interviews with leading figures in the crypto and blockchain space and explore the ways in which these technologies are changing the world around us. From the impact on traditional financial systems to the potential for revolutionizing industries and transforming societies, we'll cover it all on Crypto and Coffee at 8. So tune in and join us for a daily dose of Crypto and Coffee at 8, and let's stay ahead of the curve together. We'll start your day off right with the most important news and insights from the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse, and help you navigate this exciting and rapidly evolving landscape. In Crypto and Coffee at 8, the daily podcast covers the latest developments in the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse. We'll also bring you updates on the latest news from Dubai, UAE and wider Middle East region. This also includes a range of topics such as developments in the local and blockchain industry, including new projects and initiatives, regulatory updates, and policies related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region, local and regional events and conferences focused on crypto and blockchain, interviews with leading figures in Dubai, UAE and Middle East crypto and blockchain community, coverage of any significant news or events related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region. By covering these local and regional developments, in addition to the wider world of cryptocurrency and blockchain, Crypto and Coffee at 8 aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the industry and its impact on the Dubai, UAE and Middle East region. Now before we kickstart today's episode, I have an important message, so check this out. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the Blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media, guys, is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well, and Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously, and they're focusing on 3 P's, that is people, planet and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE, so definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing and hosting training workshops, seminars and community events that educate, inform and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Shalhoub Group, a luxury retail and distributor which is headquartered in Dubai, are getting into the NFT game. And here's the deal, guys. They are not just getting into the NFT and metaverse space, they are going to be shaping the NFT, metaverse and Web 3.0 space, which I believe is excellent not just for Dubai and UAE, but also for the global cryptocurrency community as well. And guys, Shalhoub Group's Web 3.0 sneaker brand called Soulmates revealed their first NFT collection on the 12th of April. Now what is really interesting is that it's called as Soulmates, so it's spelled as S for sugar, O for orange, L for Larry. Now instead of E, they've replaced it with Web 3 and it is the number 3, mates.xyz. And guys, listen, Shalhoub Group has over half a century's worth of experience in luxury goods, and them getting into the NFT space is a massive deal. Now if you're a sneakerhead, you definitely need to check out soulmates.xyz. And once again, guys, the number is 3 instead of an E. It has all the information, and in the show notes below you'll get all the information. And listen, guys, if you want to be an early adopter, you can also pre-mint it at www.premint.xyz/soulmates. So definitely check it out. And they have a Discord community as well. And guys, Nick, who is the head of corporate innovation at Shalhoub Group and also the co-founder of Soulmates, has a WhatsApp group where he constantly provides updates in the area of NFTs, Metaverse and Web 3.0. So guys, check out soulmates.xyz and be part of the Soulmates OG NFT that is definitely going to shape the industry. Next, Startup OI is global one tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. And finally guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now guys, since we've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. And unfortunately guys, the global cryptocurrency market is down to $1.04 trillion. At this point of time, I really am not sure if it is because of the vulnerability in Balancer. Is that the main reason why the global cryptocurrency market has gone down? Personally, I don't think so. It is mostly to do with macro level factors, and because of inflation numbers off the roof, that is one of the reasons why the global cryptocurrency market has gone down. And more importantly guys, we started off this week talking about news regarding Evergrande, and that might be one of the reasons why we are having a domino effect on the cryptocurrency market. Now, since the last 24 hours, the global cryptocurrency market is down by 1.39%, and the total cryptocurrency market volume since the last 24 hours is only at $28.92 billion, and since the last 24 hours, guys, it is down to 3.60%. And if you look at the total DeFi volume, guys, it is ridiculously low and down to $2.01 billion. Definitely not ideal. And DeFi, guys, as of today is accounting for 6.86% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And it is a bit surprising, guys, that the matrix or the numbers are relatively the same since the last 24 hours, considering the fact that there is a massive exploit which has been identified in one of the DeFi protocols, which we'll definitely get into. Now, if you look at the total value locked, it is well below the $40 billion mark, and as of today it is at $37.36 billion. And if you look at Lido, it is still dominating so far as total value locked is concerned, and the total value locked is $13.66 billion so far as Lido protocol is concerned. And guys, one matrix that I'm keeping an eye on is the decentralized exchange to centralized exchange volume, and unfortunately guys, it is only at 11.56%. Now in today's episode, guys, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be looking at the market cap of DeFi protocols. But before that, let me just run through the 24-hour volume of DeFi protocols, and you might see some similarities between the 24-hour volume and the market cap. And mind you guys, I'm only talking about the top 5 and top 3 protocols. Now if you look at the 24-hour volume, the number 1 protocol is Uniswap, and its 24-hour volume is $640.54 million. PancakeSwap is number 2nd, and the volume is $260.29 million. Core Finance is number 3rd at $143.38 million. Dodo Gas is number 4th at $106.27 million, and Mavic Protocol at number 5 at $91.24 million. I'm a bit surprised to see that Balancer is not in the top 5, because usually what happens is whenever there's an exploit or hack, people tend to take off their funds from that, and because of that the 24-hour volume, be it positive or negative, should definitely be high. And surprisingly, Balancer's volume is only at $29.92 million. So it looks like the funds are definitely safe, I guess. Now if you look at the volume of stable coins, guys, it is ridiculously low, and it is accounting for 95.20% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now mind you guys, the volume of stable coins and the percentage that it is accounting for might actually show different on different platforms that you're looking at. So let's say if you're looking at CoinGecko, it might show a different number. If you're looking at Missouri, it might show a different matrix. The matrix that I look at is CoinMarketCap. But what I tend to do is, if you look at the 24-hour volume, if there is a massive anomaly, I tend to look at the Explorer as well. And most often than not, the Explorer and the coin market cap numbers are relatively the same. Now if you look at the 24-hour volume, the volume of stablecoins is only at $26.93 billion, and out of this $26.93 billion, Tether USDT is accounting for $20.66 billion, Circle USDC is at $3.07 billion, and to be honest guys, for the very first time, if you look at the 24-hour volume, it is Tron USD at $1.93 billion and Binance BUSD as number 4th. And if you look at it via coin market cap guys, Binance BUSD is still at number 4th and MakerDAO is at number 3rd. So it looks like Binance BUSD is definitely on a downward spiral. And if you look at Tron USD's market cap, it is well below Binance BUSD. So it looks like people are not even using Binance BUSD now. Definitely not ideal. Now guys, let's quickly run through the market cap, 24-hour trading volume and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum, because it looks like there is a very high possibility in the next few days the market cap of Bitcoin will go well below the $500 billion mark, because as of today, the 23rd of August, it is at $502 billion, whereas Ethereum's market cap guys has gone well below the $200 billion mark. It is at $195 billion. The 24-hour trading volume of Bitcoin and Ethereum is looking horrendous. Bitcoin is $12.4 billion, whereas Ethereum is $5.6 billion. So look guys, looks like based on these numbers that people are actually going ahead and selling their Bitcoin and Ethereum, and they are converting it into fiat currencies. Because if you look at the volume of stablecoins, that is definitely not increasing, and if the trading volume increases, it just means one thing, that people are going ahead and selling their cryptocurrencies and converting them into fiat currencies. It's going to be really interesting to tally these numbers with, let's say, from outflows from any cryptocurrency exchange. That'll give us a more detailed and accurate picture. If you look at the dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum, Bitcoin's dominance surprisingly has marginally pumped up, and it is currently at 49.40%, and Ethereum's dominance is at 18.90%. Now in today's episode guys, let me very briefly run through some numbers so far as DeFi protocols is concerned, and I'm only looking at the market cap, and because of that it is different to the 24-hour volume that I mentioned earlier. And I'm also going to be looking at the exchange tokens market cap as well. Now the number one protocol so far as the market cap is concerned for DeFi is Uniswap, and its market cap is $3.48 billion. The second protocol guys is MakerDAO, often called as BoomerDAO, and its market cap is $1.02 billion. And the third protocol guys is Aave, and its market cap is $785 million. Now mind you guys, earlier in the year, Aave was in some deep trouble, because it looks like early in the year some trader was trying to completely manipulate the Aave protocol, and what was a bit surprising is that he was trying to do it legally as well, but unfortunately it looks like he did face some legal consequences. And if I'm not mistaken, the trader's name was Heisenberg, the kind of character similar to Breaking Bad. Now let's look at the market cap of exchange tokens, and the first protocol guys is Unis SED Leo, which is a protocol that actually backed Tether USDT when there were some banking issues, and its market cap is $3.53 billion. The second protocol guys is Uniswap, which is exactly the same as DeFi, but you need to understand that Uniswap is a decentralized exchange, and that's one of the reasons why the number was showing twice. And as I mentioned earlier, its market cap is $3.48 billion. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm also going to be sharing the numbers for the fourth protocol as well. But before that, let's look at the third protocol, and it is an OKB exchange, and its market cap is $2.57 billion. And finally guys, Thor Chain at $484 million. So those are the number guys so far as the market cap is concerned for DeFi protocols and exchange tokens. Now guys, before we look at the king of all king, in today's episode, let me very briefly run through a protocol or a project called as Pax Gold, and the ticker symbol guys of Pax Gold is PAXG. So let me very briefly run through what it is. Cause guys, Pax Gold is a type of cryptocurrency that is backed by physical gold, and this is what makes it unique, because it combines the features of blockchain technology with the intrinsic value of gold. This means that each Pax token represents ownership of a specific amount of physical gold held in the secure storage. Now what are your thoughts on that guys? Now what's really important to note is the founder and the background regarding Pax Gold, because Charles Casarilla is the founder of Pax Gold, and he has a phenomenal background in finance and capital management. And as a matter of fact, before starting Pax Gold, he also co-founded Cedar Hill Capital Partners, and his experience in the financial industry led him to explore the potential of cryptocurrencies and the applications. So the big question guys is, why is it backed by gold, and what is it that makes Pax Gold unique? Now listen guys, many cryptocurrencies are purely digital and they do lack intrinsic value, and this is where Pax Gold kicks in, because each Pax Gold token is directly tied to a specific amount of gold, and this backing provides stability and an underlying asset, making it unique among cryptocurrencies. And so far as the accessibility of the gold investment is concerned, guys, Pax Gold aims to make investment in gold more accessible to a wider range of investors. While traditional gold investment might involve purchasing and storing physical gold, so far as Pax Gold is concerned, Pax Gold tokens allows people to own a fraction of the gold bar through a digital token, and this actually eliminates the need for physical storage and simplifies the processes as well. And the big question is, how is the Pax Gold token backed up? You need to understand, guys, that every Pax G token corresponds to a fraction of a real gold bar, and these gold bars are stored in secure vault provided by Brinks, which is a reputable storage company approved by London Bullion Market Association. And this physical backing ensures that each Pax Gold token has real value tied to it. Now, so far as the circulation and supply is concerned, the number of Pax G token in circulation depends on the amount of gold backing them, and since each token represents a specific amount of gold, the circulating supply can change as more people buy or sell Pax G token, and accordingly additional gold is added to the reserve. And so far as the security of it is concerned, guys, Pax G operates on Ethereum blockchain, which is a decentralized and secure platform, and it currently uses proof-of-stake consensus mechanism to validate and secure the transaction. However, guys, it's important to note that Pax G token is not limited to Ethereum and could potentially be launched on other blockchain protocols as well. And some of the places where you can go out and buy Pax Gold token are exchanges like Binance and even Kraken. But listen, guys, there are some risk considerations that you need to be aware of, because while Pax Gold is backed by physical gold and the aim is to provide stability, it is really important to understand that all investments carry some level of risk, and cryptocurrency markets can be extremely volatile, and factors beyond physical gold backing could definitely impact the value of Pax G tokens as well. So in summary, guys, Pax Gold is essentially a cryptocurrency that innovatively bridges the gap between traditional gold investments and modern blockchain technology, and its unique feature of being backed by physical gold sets it apart and makes an interesting option for those interested in both cryptocurrencies and precious markets. So what are your thoughts, guys, on Pax Gold? To be honest, I'm not too keen about it, but mention your thoughts and comments in the comment sections below. Now, guys, let's look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. And unfortunately, guys, the price of Bitcoin is well below the $26,000 mark, and as of today it is at $25,826, and since the last 24 hours it is down by 0.99%, and since the last 7 days it is down by 11.34%. If you look at Ethereum, guys, it is relatively consistent, because yesterday in my podcast I did talk about Vitalik Buterin, who did actually go and transfer $1 million worth of Ether to Coinbase exchange, but looks like that news has definitely not impacted or created fear among ETH holders, and as of now the price is at $1,630, and since the last 24 hours it is marginally down by 2.55%, and since the last 7 days it is down by 10.78%. Binance BNB Coin, guys, is not doing good at all, and there is a very high possibility if the bloodbath in cryptocurrency market continues, the price of Binance BNB Coin will go well below the $200 mark, and as of today it is at $209, and since the last 24 hours it is down by 1.09%, and since the last 7 days it is down by 12.03%. But look, guys, there is massive drama going on right now, and that is regarding a DeFi protocol called as Balancer. And essentially, guys, Balancer is a decentralized DeFi protocol operating on the Ethereum blockchain. And what they did actually mention via Twitter is that they did find out a critical vulnerability impacting several of the V2 pools. So what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, go through the Twitter account and constantly find what the updates are. Now, what they mentioned via Twitter is really critical, and what they said is that emergency mitigation procedures have been executed to secure majority of the total value locked, but some funds still remain at risk, and users are advised to withdraw affected liquidity providers immediately. And they've also put up a separate tweet giving step-by-step guidelines on how you can do that. Now, mind, guys, it's really important to note that at this point of time the vulnerability has not been exploited and no funds are lost, so definitely some positive news, I guess. And what they've also done, they've also created a DAO called as Emergency SubDAO proportional exit from all affected pools and pause any pool still within the pause window, so definitely some kind of hope. But look, guys, these kind of exploits are definitely not ideal. Now, it is good that the protocol themselves found out about the critical vulnerability. Also, it's important to note that Balancer Labs has provided a personalized page on the user interface to assist users in identifying if the connected wallet is associated with any impacted pools. And as I mentioned earlier, guys, a streamlined withdrawal process has been established to guide users through the necessary steps. So if you have someone who has funds in balance, so you definitely need to check it out ASAP. Now guys, the next news that I'm going to talk about is an absolutely massive deal, and surprisingly a lot of them are not talking about it, and this is to do with Tornado Cash. And to be honest guys, this was an absolutely massive deal. So the news essentially now is that a federal judge ruled against a group of Coinbase-backed investors and developers last week who alleged that the US Department of Treasury overstepped its authority in sanctioning Tornado Cash, and in doing so, they found that Tornado Cash has a DAO, or decentralized autonomous organization, or distributed autonomous organization, how I like to call it. And the news is that because they are a DAO, they can be sanctioned, and that is because they are an entity. Now what I'd really recommend you to do is CoinDesk has gone ahead and published this article. So the big question is, guys, what does this mean for the future of similar protocols? And to be honest guys, this should be a massive breaking news. Now it's really important to understand guys that decentralized autonomous organizations operate in a decentralized manner, and this ruling suggests that they can still be recognized as organized entities with potential legal consequences. So definitely not ideal. Now guys, listen, I remember when this news actually broke out, I did have an interview with Dr. Anish Muhammad, who was one of the key people in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space. He was one of the key people who actually co-authored the Ethereum yellow paper, not the white paper, and he actually read through it and he did give some feedback as well. And we had a discussion about privacy, and we had a discussion regarding zero knowledge proof and quite a lot of other. So essentially guys, when you talk about Tornado Cash, think of it, let's say a car having an accident. So what the government is actually doing is they are stating that you cannot use cars anymore. That's the best analogy I can think of. So let me go ahead and break down what this news is all about, because to be honest, the implications are absolutely severe and definitely not ideal for the cryptocurrency world, particularly for people dealing with mixers and privacy preserving protocol. And the recent court ruling has a significant implication, guys, both for the cryptocurrency industry and the regulatory landscape as well. So let me go ahead and explain what this means, because guys, when you talk about DAO, or decentralized autonomous organization, they are entities that operate using smart contracts and blockchain technology, allowing decision making and governance to occur in a decentralized manner, isn't it? And they are self-executing, autonomous, and their operations are coded into the blockchain as well. Now decentralized autonomous organization can consist of participants, developers, community members who collectively make decisions about the project's decision, and people can be from all over the world. And so far as Tornado Cash and privacy mixers are concerned, you need to understand guys that Tornado Cash was a privacy mixer protocol designed to enhance the privacy of cryptocurrency transactions by obfuscating the transaction history, and privacy mixers like Tornado Cash achieve privacy by mixing the funds of multiple users, making it difficult to trace individual transactions. So what the US Department of Treasury did, they went ahead and sanctioned Tornado Cash, and the US Treasury's Department of Office of Foreign Assets Control, also called as OFAC, was responsible for enforcing economic and trade sanctions against targeted entities or individuals, and Tornado Cash, guys, was sanctioned by OFAC, alleging that it was used by North Korean Lazarus Group for illicit purposes. And to be honest guys, the court ruling and legal recognition was an absolutely massive news, and the federal judge's ruling recognizing Tornado Cash as a digital autonomous organization, or DAO, as an entity with legal standing. Essentially it is treating it as an association, and this implies that a decentralized entity can be held responsible for its actions, including being subject to sanctions as well. Now there are positive things, but it looks like this is a negative impact of being recognized by legal body, isn't it? And the ruling establishes a legal precedent for decentralized autonomous organization, suggesting that they can be considered entities within the scope of regulatory actions, and this could have implications for other projects and protocols that utilizes decentralized autonomous organization, potentially subjecting them to regulatory oversight. And this is precisely the reason, guys, we need to truly understand where does regulation actually fit in. Now when you hear about any news regarding decentralized autonomous organization being recognized by a governing body, we kind of celebrate it, but in this case looks like it turned out to be negative, and this decision, guys, raises questions about how regulatory bodies will address projects governed by decentralized autonomous organization in the future, and it underscores the need for projects to consider both the benefits and potential regulatory risks associated with decentralized governance structures. And guys, the ruling's implications are still evolving, and legal challenges may continue to shape the regulatory environment for decentralized autonomous organization. And so far as OFAC is concerned, guys, they are facing another lawsuit from CoinCenter related to Tornado Cash sanctions, adding further complexity to the situation. So in summary, guys, the court ruling signifies a significant step in defining the legal status and responsibilities of decentralized autonomous organization, in the context of regulatory actions. Now, while decentralized autonomous organizations or DAO operate in a decentralized manner or distributed manner, I like to call it, this ruling suggests that they can still be recognized as organized entities with potential legal consequences, and the outcome of this case and others like it will contribute to shaping the relationship between decentralized technologies, regulatory framework, and the future of cryptocurrency industry. So definitely not ideal. Now guys, let's discuss some news regarding central bank digital currency. And look guys, whether we like CBDCs or not, central bank digital currencies are definitely going to be mainstream. And MasterCard did actually put up a news, and what they mentioned in that news, or rather the title of the news was that, "Is safe the new sexy?" So it looks like what they're trying to say is CBDCs are relatively safe in comparison, let's say, to fiat currencies and also in comparison to cryptocurrencies. And the way they're putting it across is kind of that CBDCs are better than fiat money. At the same time, they're better than cryptocurrency as well. And they're talking about CBDCs to be the next evolution of money. Definitely not ideal. And what I really did not like, guys, a lot of the cryptocurrency and blockchain protocols that are advocates of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are actually going ahead and partnering with MasterCard. Now, from a business point of view, it makes perfect sense to go ahead and partner with MasterCard rather than opposing it. But when you talk about the ethical point of view, definitely not ideal. And so far as the news regarding MasterCard CBDC partners are concerned, the inaugural set of partners include CBDC platforms like Ripple, blockchain and Web3 software Consensus. And to be honest guys, it is so strange for Consensus to be part of the CBDC program, but nonetheless definitely some positive news for them, I guess. And they also have multi-CBDC and tokenized asset solution provider Fluency, digital identity technology provider Edemia, and digital identity consultant Consult Hyperion as well, and security technology company Jasek plus Deverant, and digital asset operations platform called as Fireblocks. And Fireblocks, guys, is one of the leading giants in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space. So let me go ahead and break down, because what the news actually states is that central banks are working on digital money called CBDCs, and they are like regular money but safer and less speculative than cryptocurrencies. And if you look at the name of the article, guys, they've actually mentioned is safe the new sexy. So definitely not right. And what the news by MasterCard states is that CBDCs are being tried out by many countries to make payments easier both in person and online as well. And MasterCard, guys, as I mentioned, is partnering with quite a lot of companies. And CBDCs are important because they could help more business use digital money safely. And different countries have different reasons for using CBDCs, because some people want to include people in banking, while others want to keep traditional money alive. But they have definitely mentioned that at this point of time, there are some problems that they yet need to be figured out, and people need to trust and understand CBDCs, and they should be easy to use like regular money. And also they have tackled one of the most important things, that is privacy and transparency. And CBDCs do actually need to balance privacy and transparency, and people should feel safe regarding the privacy and feel that the privacy is protected. Now CBDCs, guys, might not be accepted everywhere yet, and some countries are unsure about using them for everyday shopping. And this is because CBDCs are so complex issue to solve, and CBDCs need to be explained well to the public, and they also need to go out and build trust and communication for people who are skeptical about CBDCs. And listen guys, what the article also acknowledges, that if CBDCs are made poorly, they could mess up how we pay and affect private investments as well. So essentially guys, what the news states is that central banks are working on digital money or CBDCs that are safe and can make payments better, and companies like MasterCard are helping with this, but CBDCs need to address privacy, trust and other issues related to succeed. So it looks like CBDCs are definitely going to go out and go mainstream much faster than anticipated. Now guys, let's discuss some news regarding politics and Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And the news is that Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and businessman Vivek Ramaswamy will be in attendance at the political debate that is going to take place on the 23rd of August. However, guys, it's important to note that one of the massive advocates of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, that is Mayor Francis Suarez, will not be present at the debate, and he did actually mention in the past that he'll be attending that debate. Now, if you're into politics and if you're into cryptocurrencies, you definitely need to go out and check out an article which is written by Cointelegraph. But listen guys, my thought and opinion is this: when you talk about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, Republicans are generally in favor of open source, innovation, freedom of speech, and they're also focusing on ban on CBDCs on central bank digital currencies, which makes a lot of sense. The only exception I can think of is, let's say, Robert Kennedy Jr., who is a Democrat, but his ideologies definitely resemble that of a Republican. And I've mentioned this several times in my episodes, guys, that when you talk about Bitcoin and politics, Democrats, on the other hand, are in favor of cancel culture. they are in favor of being woke, and they are very pro CBDCs, and they're definitely not in freedom of speech as well. So those were the news, guys, on Crypto and Coffee at 8. Now let's discuss two news from Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East. And the first news, guys, is regarding Comino, and they have a joint venture between Nomura and crypto firm CoinShares and Ledger as well. In the news that they have received a full operating license from Dubai's Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority. So let me go ahead and break down what this news is all about. Because listen, guys, UAE is welcoming crypto investors with federal support and pro-crypto regulations, and Vara's license process in Dubai involves provisional approval, MVP license, and full market product license. And looks like Comino did actually get a full operating license from Dubai's Vara. So definitely positive news. And I very specifically remember, guys, in the last quarter of 2022, I definitely covered news regarding Comino, because back then Comino secured MVP license in November of 2022 and had completed the final Vara requirements and notable cryptocurrency exchange with similar operation status. And at this point of time, guys, so far as Dubai is concerned, notable cryptocurrency exchanges with similar operational status like Binance, Bybit, and many more to come are already in the list. And Comino's head of strategy emphasizes regulatory status for business growth, and Comino, guys, is also regulated by Jersey Financial Services Commission, and this Vara's license enables Comino to offer custody services and institutional staking as well. And Comino Connect provides collateral management services. And recently, guys, I also talked about this news regarding Dubai Artificial Intelligence and Web3 Campus, where they are subsidizing licenses for artificial and Web3 businesses. And right now there is a massive influx of talent as well. And so far as Innovation One building is concerned in DIFC, they offer physical spaces for registered artificial intelligence and Web3 firms as well. So listen, guys, go to Dubai AI and Web3 website, because they have announced license subsidies for upcoming companies, and the license by Dubai AI and Web3 Campus is actually issued by DIFC, that is Dubai International Finance Center. And look, guys, Dubai is definitely seeking diversified investors and global talent in the city. So definitely positive news. Now, guys, let's discuss another positive news, and this is to do with Dubai's DAO, that is Dubai Electricity and Water Authority, and this is to do with ChatGPT. And definitely powerful and beautiful news, because DAO, that is Dubai Electricity and Water Authority, introduced ChatGPT Power Virtual Employees for enhanced user experience, and it is called as Ramas. And the virtual employee, guys, has successfully improved customer experience and satisfaction. And this ChatGPT called Ramas interacts effectively with users and understands the needs. And Saeed Mohammed Al Tayyar, the CEO of DAO, highlighted the use of ChatGPT since April of this year. And ChatGPT, guys, enhances Rama's ability to learn, analyze, and respond to customer inquiries promptly. And as of now, guys, Ramas has answered 32,084 queries, and I'm pretty much sure, guys, that the numbers are definitely going to go ahead and increase. And they've answered these questions from Smart App from April to H1 of 2023. And so far as the customer happiness rate with Ramas is concerned, the service stands at 90% during the pilot phase, and positive outcome stems from adopting artificial intelligence and disruptive technologies to elevate services and stakeholder happiness. And DAO, guys, aims to utilize artificial intelligence, especially ChatGPT, to operate Dubai for future challenges and opportunities. And DAO, guys, is a pioneer, being the first globally and first UAE government organization to employ ChatGPT, and digital transformation in DAO leads to advanced value-added digital services. And Ramas, guys, contributes to understanding and responding accurately to customer needs as well. So definitely brilliant way of using artificial intelligence with government services, and more importantly, guys, with customer services in it. I can only imagine and think how this news would actually merge in the metaverse. And so far as the news regarding Ramas is concerned, it has significantly enhanced user experience and engagement as well. And DAO CEO emphasizes the role of technology in improving services and quality of life. Dubai, guys, seeks to lead in technology development for future growth and challenges. And ChatGPT integration, guys, to be honest, is part of DAO's ongoing efforts for leadership advancement. And Ramas' use of ChatGPT demonstrates successful implementation of artificial intelligence and customer service. And DAO's digital transformation, guys, brings forth more advanced and beneficial digital offerings. And Ramas serves as a prime example, guys, of how artificial intelligence positively impacts customer interaction. So definitely brilliant move. So my big question, guys, is how do you guys envision the future of customer service evolving with the integration of advanced artificial technologies like ChatGPT 3, ChatGPT 4, and new versions in various industries? Mention your thoughts and comments in the comment sections below. And that's about all, guys, from the Ask Me Anything series in Blockchain TXP. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about metaverse. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes, it's going to be an Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. I have a question by Brad who asks, do you think DeFi gets mainstream adoption anytime soon? Based on the numbers, Brad, I don't think so that DeFi will get adoption anytime soon. Now, earlier in this year, I was really hoping by the second half of this year, probably the third quarter of this year, the number of DeFi should definitely pick up pace. Because look, when you talk about DeFi, MakerDAO started this whole hype, and this was going back to 2018 or 19, I believe. And mind you, it's almost more than 5 years for DeFi to go mainstream. And unfortunately, Brad, the numbers have been on a downtrend, and it's important to know that the numbers have been on a downtrend in 2022, and this was before the Terra Luna collapse and the FTX collapse. And at one point of time, what did actually happen is that Solana blockchain, they tried to put out the numbers by counting the numbers twice, thrice, even 4 times. And because of that, the total value locked at one point of time reached an all-time high at $240 billion. Now that thing being said, if you look at the number of users using DeFi protocols, unfortunately hasn't increased, and I really am not sure, to be honest, when is it that we might get mainstream. I think, look, we might have some external factors, maybe like a geopolitical situation, possibility of a World War III or some kind of revolution in US, and these are external factors that could potentially drive mainstream adoption of DeFi or even cryptocurrencies, but that is a big if. And you know, Brad, a few months ago, Uniswap did actually do a survey, and they actually asked users why is it that people are now using DeFi protocols, and they did actually mention about the user experience. And this is one of the areas when you talk about decentralization or distributed nature of cryptocurrencies or blockchain, who is it that is going to offer customer service? And one thing which I've mentioned time and over again, it is important when you talk about new technologies, new protocol, the new user experience has to be 10 times better. And keeping that thing in mind, to be honest, Brad, I really am not sure if you'll get mainstream adoption of DeFi protocols, because if you look at the numbers of DeFi protocols, it is absolutely minuscule, let's say in comparison to fiat currencies. And this is one of the reasons why when Jerome Powell talks about inflation and when he talks about financial monetary policy, he barely even mentions about cryptocurrencies. We are still at a really tiny stage, and unfortunately since the last few years, numbers have been on a gradual decline. I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to take more than a decade for DeFi to go mainstream. So those are my thoughts. And that's about all, guys. I'm Crypto and Coffee Date from Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about metaverse. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And guys, remember, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. And the series of episodes on the Crypto and Coffee Date works is we usually cover some top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other new news and information is related to Dubai, UAE, and Middle East in the world of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.